Probably one of the best parts of El Salvador for me is to go down and meet the people down there. I've seen poverty before in different areas of the world, but it takes on a completely different meaning when you actually meet the people that live in it. It's hard to explain to people, so I wanted to be able to share one person's story. This is the story of Ana Maria. She's a lady that lives in the community of Valverde, and without our help, she would not be able to have a home.
Okay, so Ana Maria is just explaining to me that her mom has been working so hard to help her. As you know, she lost her husband 4 months ago, so now she doesn't have anybody to support her, to help her. She also was telling me that she feels very happy because this house is a new beginning for her. In El Salvador, as I was explaining before, in our culture, when you get married, you don't buy a house. You move in with your husband's family. So Ana Maria has been living ever since she met, her husband, until he passed away with her mother-in-law, which is her husband's mom's, right? But now that he's gone, she was asked, to move out of the house. And so she has been living since her husband passed away with her mom. But her mom, has a pretty small house. Therefore, she can't stay there longer. And so she decided to get a loan with the bank and buy the property that she has right now over there. She is paying every month $73.71 to the bank. She'll be paying this for 5 years. So Ana Maria has 3 jobs. She has 3 jobs because you know how hard it is to support, in this case, her son and herself when she doesn't have anybody who helps her. So the first job that she was mentioning is that she looks after her sister's baby, and she gets paid $60 per month for doing that. The other job that she was talking about is that she does laundry for her neighbors. So in El Salvador, almost anybody has washing machines. They have to go to the river that we just saw this morning. They take a whole bucket of dirty clothes, and then they go do laundry at the river. So Ana Maria asked the neighbors if anybody, wants their clothes clean and that can do it. So she charged $1 for 12 pieces. And the third job that she has, she sells French fries, she sells empanadas, pasteles, and enchiladas. All these are Salvadorian typical food that we have. And so in the afternoon, every single day, she sells this she goes house by house asking people if they want to buy French fries or any type of dessert that she makes. And that's how she supports herself and her son. Okay, I just asked Ana Maria, how did you meet your husband? And so she said that she has always loved to play soccer. And so, who was her husband, loved to play soccer too. And they used to go every Sunday to the local soccer field to play soccer. And so they started meeting each other and they started liking each other. And well, her dad was not okay with that, but then she said, this is the man I love. This is the man that I want to be with. Therefore, I'm going to be with him. They decided, to move together to where she has been living, to what was, her husband's house. And that's how they met. Okay, so I just asked Ana Maria if she was born in this community. She said no. They were born in another community, like she's talking about the whole family, and they moved here when she was only 8 years old. The reason why they came here is because of the Civil War. Well, now they are happily living here, even though it's dangerous, she says, but there is no other place where they can stay, right? she knew that this project was going to enter in this community. However, as you know, there is so many people who are waiting for a house. I've seen some list of people that are waiting that are like 300, 400, 500 families. So Ana Maria says, my name was on that list, but I didn't know if I was going to receive a house, this year, next year, or maybe in 3 years. Some people have waited for 6 years. So she says that even her husband, he was still alive when he, kept telling her, maybe they lied to us. Maybe we will never receive a house. We have waited over a year and we don't have a house yet. Anyway, so she says how sad it was for me that my husband was murdered and he couldn't see, our dream house coming, right? Because he passed away before this house came. And so she says that a couple days ago, Juanita told them, you are going to receive a house this coming week. Therefore, prepare yourselves, get the land ready, because you will going to receive a house. And well, it is true, because today she has received the house of her dreams, the house where she's going to be raising, her son, and basically a shelter that is going to keep herself and her son safe and dry, right? Which is a miracle, right? As an interpreter, right, my job is to hear what the local people here, who speak Spanish want to transmit to you. But also, we are human beings. We feel, and it's really tough what Ana Maria has been through. She was telling me that it was not just her husband who was murdered. It was also another man who was going to receive a house this week, who used to live right beside their house, and another woman who was around 48 years old. It happened to be that, she says, on that day, it was on December 30th of 2015. She says that on that morning, she got up very early at 4 a.m. in the morning because she had a huge bucket of clothes, that she needed to wash. And so she says that she got up very, very happy because it was a new day. She left to do laundry to the river, and her husband stayed sleeping. And then she was doing laundry and she heard like gunshots. We are used to that. If you hear gunshots, we're like, someone just was murdered. We don't say, oh, we have to run. No, it's so normal for us. And so she was like, oh, maybe someone just got murdered. But she remained doing laundry without knowing that was her husband who was just murdered. She says that she remained doing laundry, and then her brother came and sat down right beside her without saying a word. And she said, someone was just murdered because I was doing laundry here and I heard the gunshots. And her brother didn't say anything. He already knew. A couple minutes later, her sister came, and her sister had to tell her that her husband was just murdered. He received a call around 5 a.m. in the morning. He used to work in construction. He received a call that someone needed him to come over to do some measurements of a bathroom that someone needed to build. Then he left her house and went, and he was murdered. At that moment, she didn't know what to do. She fainted. She can't remember what just happened. On Christmas, New Year's Eve, we had to bury the man of my life. I had to fight, and I had to, take basically the bull by its horns and fight as hard as I have been able, because life has not been easy without having my husband anymore. Because, well, now my mother-in-law, she didn't want me to stay in the house anymore, right? Because her son was dead, and now I had nothing to do there. As I said before, it has been really difficult, to fight and to work in order to provide for myself and for my son, who's very little. All I thought was my son, because kids are the ones that, get to miss their father. I mean, it's the only role model that they have. A father is a friend, is the one that take you to play, is the one that take you fishing, is the one that used to go with my son to the river. And now, not having that man there, I had to do everything by myself. I'm very strong, and I never talk to anyone about what just happened, because my father taught me to be very strong and to not cry. But now that I have some people around me who want to help me, who have been supporting me. I mean, she's talking about you, because when she says support, she means, the blessing of a new house, and that you have traveled for so far. From Canada to here is very far in order to help her. So she says, that's why I'm opening my heart to you guys, because I can see that you love the Lord, and I can see that you want to help me, and that you in fact has helped me. That's why I'm opening my heart to you. And well, now her son will grow up without a father. And trust me, I lost my father when I was 5 years old. He was murdered too. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all to grow up without a father. Sorry that I cry, but now I remember my father being on the ground, dead. And it's so hard for me to talk about this too. Anyways, so Ana Maria is saying that on the day that her husband passed away, a big butterfly, which name is Hope, was on top of the casket where her husband was. A huge butterfly that had different type of colors was just on top, and the name of this butterfly is Hope. So her mom came and said to her, do you see that butterfly? Yes, Hope. Good things are coming for you. And her mom was not wrong, because great things have come for her. Part of that is a brand new house, which is a new beginning for herself and her son. And if God allows her, to have more kids in the future, will be a house for many more kids too. Everything happens for a reason. We don't understand why. We just have to trust that everything that our God does is perfect, even if we can't understand it. Ana Maria is saying that she will do her best, to raise now her son. She believes in the Lord, and she knows that the Lord is with her. And the mom was saying that she has nothing, not even one single bad memory of Carlos. Not even one, because he was a man that used to love her daughter so much. A man that used to work so hard to provide. A man that loves the Lord. A man that everyone in the community, used to admire. He was the perfect man for her daughter. So Ana Maria wants you to pray for unity, right? She wants that her family always stay together, supporting each other, And that's what she wants you guys to pray for unity, right? And the blessing of God too.